Greetings, welcome back to another edition of the Friday 13th YouTube channel. I hope you're well. So, today you're going to be watching an interview with Tad Morose, a Swedish melodic metal band, who have just released their new album. It's called March of the Obsequious, which is a fantastic album. Now, this interview was conducted at the band's rehearsal studio, so you're going to see plenty of the band members. Interesting interview, so check it out. Thanks for watching and check out the new album. It's a fantastic album. Thanks for watching, Metalheads. How are you doing? Alright then, Krista, so we're talking to the guys from Tad Morose. Welcome to the Friday 13th YouTube channel. These guys are actually in rehearsal studios right now, about to rehearse and get drunk. So we'll start the interview before you get completely pissed.
Oh, I don't think we'll get drunk tonight because we all work tomorrow. So, but we wish though.
Yeah, okay. Well, thanks for doing this interview, Krista. It's been a couple of albums since we last did an interview. So the last album we did an interview was for St. Demius. So we haven't spoke since then.
Yeah, well, not about the albums, perhaps, but no.
So we missed out chapter 5. So we've got, is it chapter 5 or chapter 10, whatever you want to call it, chapter X.
Chapter
So.
X, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm going to ask you some couple of warm-up questions first. So, since we did the last interview for St. Demius, how successful was that album for the band?
Well, as expected, I mean, we're kind of a small band, so yeah, we didn't gain any huge success with it, but yeah, I think it's pretty well received, and yeah, well, we don't really know, to be honest. We just put out an album and try to have as much fun as possible. So.
Right, okay then. So, I mean, when you look back at all your albums that you've done previous, which is your favourite album and why?
Well, I hate to be boring, but it's always the newest one that you think is the best one, I think. So.
Leaving the past behind.
It's hard to be objective about your own music. So, yeah, I don't really know.
Right, okay. What about Peter and Ronnie and the other guys? What's their favourite albums of the previous Tad Morose albums? Hi, Ronnie.
Hello. I agree with Krunt on that one. It's always the latest album.
So what about previous albums, Ronnie? Hi, Pete. So what about the previous albums? And don't you guys have any favourite previous albums? What about the real early stuff? I mean, what about you, Krista? I mean, obviously you're the founder member of the band. I mean, what's your favourite when you look at the really early black mat material?
I honestly don't know. But if you're talking about the old albums, perhaps, well, not on the Black Mark albums, but perhaps Modus Vivendi was the least worst one in the history of the band. Talking about the old albums, I don't know, but yeah, whatever.
You know, I remember when we first got in touch. I mean, you and me have known each other for 25 years, pretty much, haven't we? We've been friends for such a long time. I mean, the first album I bought the album, and then I wrote to you, and then we've ended up being friends, and we've been in contact ever since. We've met a few times, we've hung out, and it's been great. It's a great journey for both of us, hasn't it? Getting to know each other and watch each other as a musician and me as a journalist, just watching each other and seeing how we progressed through the years.
Yeah. And it's kind of fun. I mean, it's you and a couple of other journalists from other countries as well that I did the first interviews with after the release of the first album 30 years ago that I still keep in touch with. So, yeah, it's been that's 30 years of friendship.
Well, it's been nice knowing you. Fuck you. No, seriously, man, it's been such a pleasure being so good friends for all these years, you know. But I say you've done some touring, haven't you? You played with Demon many years ago because I went to see you in London. I mean, how successful was the Demon tour for you back then?
Not hugely successful. I mean, we played a bunch of small clubs around Europe, fun trip, but not a huge success as such, I would say, but yeah, we had a good time, so yeah, we're happy with it.
I mean, you also did the Black Mat tour, didn't you, with Morgana Le Fay, and what the bands were on there? Was it Cemetery or somebody?
Still got the shirt on the wall here, take a look.
Yeah, I've actually still got the t-shirt, but it's got holes in it. It's just completely fucked.
Yeah, it's old as fuck as well. It was Cemetery, Memento Mori, Morgana Le Fay, and us. And of course, that was our first real tour with Nightliner and everything. I mean, a bunch of young guys on their first tour. You reckon what we thought about it? It was fucking great.
Yeah, I mean, like the first time we actually met, I think was it at Wacken when you played? Because I remember filming the concert for you at the side of the stage.
Yeah, I think that was the first time we actually met. Yes.
Yeah, like London we've met. I mean, the last time we were hung out together, like I was helping Peter with his drums at the Headbangers Open Air. That was like 3 years ago, I believe.
Yes, before the pandemic, 2019.
Yeah.
Yes.
That was a really good concert, and it was a very long trip back to Sweden in that little van.
We were pretty used to it. I mean, whenever we just sit in a minivan and go to Europe, it's kind of like 24-hour bus traveling and beer drinking. So
we're gonna go, well, just before we talk about the new album, then. I mean, what's happening with you and the label? Are you really happy with the way things are going with the label you've been with for the last couple of albums?
What can we say?
Yeah, I'm kind of happy. I mean, as I said earlier, we're kind of a small band, and yeah, they treat us pretty good, and yeah.
So how would
what they're supposed to do?
So how would you describe your music? To me, I'd say it's epic doom metal with the power metal vibe. Would you kind of say that's right?
I would just say it's heavy metal.
Okay.
But I'm lazy.
So I mean, when I listen to your music, it kind of reminds me of the Black Sabbath, Dio, Tony Martin era, with a touch of Sabotage.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
That's when you're not drunk.
Yeah, and then we get drunk. Yeah.
So how would you describe your music then, for people that are not familiar with Tad Morose's music?
Well, as I said, it's hard for me to say it, but I would just describe it as heavy metal. That's it. But perhaps your description fits pretty good, I guess.
Right. Okay then.
Yeah.
Okay. So I mean, like I say, I mean, you guys have like. There's something I've always wanted to ask a Swedish band. Why is doom metal so popular in Sweden?
Because we're also lazy and like to play slow, I guess. I don't know.
Really? Okay. So that's Candlemass, Sorcerer, you guys, and all the other bands from Sweden, Memento Mori, and all those bands that play all the doomy sort of stuff are all lazy.
Yeah.
Okay.
We don't like exercise and sports and stuff, so.
Okay, so Ronnie, I'm going to ask you a question, Ronnie. How are you doing, brother? Good to see you again. Are you still doing Steel Attacker, or is that completely finished now?
What? Yeah, 2008 we buried it.
Right, are you doing anything else besides Tad Morose, or is it just Tad Morose is your main focus now?
No, it started with the Lack of Faith.
Yeah, yes, some projects. We have our old band, Lack of Faith, and we did one song. Took us about 5 years.
That's because of all the drink.
Yeah, there you go, lazy Swedes again.
So, I mean, what happened when I saw you in Germany on that festival, Headbangers Open Air? You had a standing guitarist because his brother was in a band one time that we met in when I was at your house in Sweden. What happened to him?
Yeah, they're still with their band Faustus. It's kind of like a very technical, retarded, weird speed metal thing.
Yeah, I remember. Are you still in contact with him? Are you still in contact with him?
Yeah. Well, they're just 3 doors down in the rehearsal studio here. So.
Okay, so how many bands actually rehearse in your studio? How many bands is there?
A bunch.
Really?
Well, can you hear the background music here?
No, not really.
I'll just hang on. It's Peter from Morgana Le Fay. They're next door to us, and having this
can hear them now.
Metallica tribute band thing. So I'll just pop in here. It's going to be loud. Hang on.
Hey, man. Hi, guys.
Yeah, I reckon this is Anton's brother from Faustus playing the drums.
Hi, brother.
Fan är du
Jason.
Hey.
Oh, hello, Jason.
Skull. How are you doing, Skull?
His YouTube channel. Yeah. Yeah. So well, there's a lot of bands here, as you might know.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the door down there is where Faustus are
Oh, okay.
located. Yeah. And you better see this. This is the Faustus guy's work. Just hang on here. You see?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Jägermeister.
Jägermeister. All right, then,
so
Krista.
Our little room here, then. Yeah,
Okay.
I'm back here.
So yeah, so I was going to say, I mean, you guys have been together for such a long time, and you've got a really strong bond, especially with Ronnie and Peter. How do you guys keep the band going? What's your strengths of the band that keep you motivated?
I don't know. For me, it's the same as it's always been. It just, what else am I supposed to do? I just like to play heavy metal. That's it.
Have you ever thought, because you had a side project many years ago, didn't you, that released an album, I believe, on Massacre Records? It was Morgana Le Fay members and Tad Morose, and you toured Europe, didn't you, some while ago?
Yeah, in Moria.
Yeah. What's happening with those guys? Have you ever thought of like doing a reunion album or tour?
I don't really know. I mean, Dan has written a bunch of new songs. I think you put some vocals on a few of them, but nothing really happens because he's the laziest of us all, I guess.
So, Ronnie, I'm going to ask you a question for the fans out there. Who's your vocal influences? Who's inspired you to become a singer?
My mirror. I don't know. Joe Tempest, King Diamond, Tony Martin, Dio, of course.
John Lennon's wife.
Yeah.
Yoko. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, whatever.
Okay, what about you, Peter? What drummers have inspired you to become a drummer?
Peter.
What?
Yeah, hi Peter. What drummers have inspired you to become a drummer for the people watching this? Who's inspired you to become a drummer? Besides me.
Besides you, I don't have any. No, it's Vinny Appice, Dean Castronovo, Mickey D, Snowy Shaw, Ronnie Hemlin.
Fair enough. Cheers, Peter. So get easy, brother. Okay then, Krista. So we're going to talk about the new album then. So the album title. Tell me a little bit about the album title. Who came up with the title? And did you have any other names for the album?
It was this guy who came up with the title, or was it you, Peter? March of the Obsequious. Yeah, Ronnie.
Okay, Ronnie. So if you came up with the title, what does it mean? What does?
It's just one of the songs called March of the Obsequious. So
Right.
we named the album after it because it's a word we can't say when we're drunk.
That's pretty much all the time then, yeah. So did you have any other titles for the album, or was that the only title you came up with?
We had some ideas, but
Did we?
yeah, we sat in the studio and we had decided to take one of the song titles for the album,
Right.
and we got drunk and decided this one.
Yeah, because it was hard to say when you're drunk, so we thought that was a very fun and good idea.
Now, I've been trying to say the title for some time now, and I haven't had enough drink inside me, so I can't quite say the title correct. I'll keep going.
Do you remember that the Swedish band Abstract Algebra?
Yeah, I've got one of the albums that was with Matt Sleven on vocals.
Yeah, and I think Mike Whedon, Simon, and Leif Edling on bass. And I think the story behind the name of the band was that Leif Edling of Candlemass wanted a band name that was impossible to pronounce when you're drunk. So that's why he came up with Abstract Algebra. So he was kind of first.
So that's where you got your inspiration from then for the abstract algebra.
Perhaps.
Okay then. So I mean, the album. Who recorded this album? I believe it was done by Jonas. Was it his name, Jonas, who produced the album?
No. We did it ourselves. He just mastered it.
He mastered
Okay.
it.
So where was this album recorded? Was it done in your usual studios, or was it recorded? Ronnie did your vocals at home, you did the guitars in your studio. Chris, how did it work?
I recorded my guitars, most of them at home, and the rest is recorded at your studio Claustrophobic, and it's mixed there as well by Ronnie and Johan Lövgren.
So did Peter and the rest of the guys do the drums at Ronnie's place?
Yes.
Okay, so how long did it take to record this album?
4 years. No, I don't really. I think we started
before the pandemic.
Yeah, before the pandemic, fucking around with song ideas and whatever, and yeah, and then during the pandemic, there was really not much that we could do except start to record the album, and we were in not a big hurry, and yeah, it just, and again, we're kind of lazy, so it took a bit of time, perhaps. I don't know. Yeah, whatever.
We kind of thought, what's the point recording an album we can't play anyway? So
okay.
Because of the pandemic.
So we just took it easy, and yeah, no big hurry.
Okay, I mean, looking at the album covers, very dark. You've done that on the last album as well. You've done some dark covers. Do you think your music's going in a darker direction than what you used to be?
It's Peter's Demons.
Peter's Demons. Peter did the album cover, the artwork, and the layout. So yeah. Peter, are you getting darker?
Or dorker?
Or dorker?
Yes.
Both of them, yeah.
Okay, then. So I mean, is that the only cover you had? Because it's got like a skull. Is it like an Aztec skull, or I'm just looking at it because it's really, really dark.
It's actually made out of 2 items from real life, I would say, and you have to look very carefully and be a bit smart. Then you might find out what it's made up from.
When I get a physical copy, then yeah. At the minute, I'm just looking at. Yeah. So how long did it take till the artwork for Pete? How long did it take for him to create this cover?
Peter, hur lång tid tog det att göra skivomslaget då? 15 seconds.
A couple of days. I don't know. I can't remember. Made it a long time ago.
Yeah, a couple of days.
Right. Okay. So I mean, writing the lyrics, Ronnie, did you write all the lyrics, or was the lyrics wrote as a team effort? What happened with the writing material?
I downloaded them from the internet.
Okay.
Yeah, I just hand over the phone to Ronnie. You can talk.
Hey, Ronnie. Oh, was it yourself that wrote all the lyrics for this album, and the rest of the band just write the music?
Yes. What?
I said, was it yourself that wrote all the lyrics for this album? The rest of the band just wrote all the music?
Yeah, I wrote all the lyrics, and I also was involved with the music.
So I'm gonna ask you about the songs on the album then. The title track. What is the title track about?
Oh, do you have to ask questions like that? It's how do you say? It's fucking hard to explain when you're Swedish.
Right.
It's like how do you explain it? Everybody do as the popular guys do.
Okay, fair enough. It's a difficult question for you to answer on that one. So the next song, Witches Dance. What inspired you to write a song called Witches Dance?
Wait, what are they? Our wives.
Fair enough. Okay, your wives inspired you. Okay, then you got like the pendulum.
What done? What?
The pendulum.
What did you call it? Pandemonium.
Yeah, pandemonium. Sorry.
Oh. Actually, I don't really know how to explain it. It's kind of up to the listener to decide what it's about.
Do you feel this about all the songs on the album? Like you got Phantasm and Die and Escape, Trail of Sins.
Yes.
Is it all the same sort of thing? So if you had to pick a song off the new album as your favourite, do you have a favourite song from the new album?
Yeah, but it differs from day to day. But today it's Witch's Dance.
Right. Is this one song that you're rehearsing tonight when you start rehearsing?
Nope. We're only doing 2 songs now from the new album, as for now.
And what songs are those?
March of the Obsequious and the Pandemonium.
Okay then. So I'm going to ask Krista the same question, Ronnie. What's his favourite songs from the new album? Krista?
I don't really know. Perhaps those 2 that Ronnie mentioned. I don't know. It's kind of like, well, whatever we all agree to play, we play. I have no favorite.
What about the rest of the band, Tommy and Peter? What's their favourites?
Well, here is Tommy.
Hey Tommy, how you doing, brother?
As a favorite on the new album, right now it's Pandemonium, I think. I kind of like the starting riff that is repeating again after each chorus. I mean, that would be the winner for me, I think.
Right, okay. Brilliant.
Marcus, you want to ask him too?
Yeah, please. Hi, brother. How are you doing?
I'm fine. Thank you.
Good. Yeah, I'm fine. So what's your favourite songs from the new album?
It's same for me. It's different day to day, but I think I like the song "Dying."
Is there a reason why?
Catchy. I'm at that mood today. I like catchy songs today. So, but I think it's a decent record, all of them. So.
Right, okay. It's a very dark album, isn't it? Like I said, the music's got darker over the last few albums. The music's got heavier and darker.
Yeah. Well,
and I'm back again.
Okay, then. So, Krista, how long did it take to record this album then, would you say?
Well, we started before the pandemic, so it was kind of not that we entered the studio and started until we stayed in the studio until we were done. So it's kind of like bits and pieces whenever we felt like it or the studio was available and such. So it took 3 years, I would say, 3-4 years to write and record it. So
right,
because again, with the pandemic, so we were in no rush.
Right, because you've done one lyrical video so far, I believe, for this album. Are you doing any more videos? Have you got any plans with the label?
The label wants us to do more videos. We think it's kind of boring to do videos, so we'll see about that. I mean, I would guess we'll do at least one more, perhaps 2, I don't know, but we'll see. We have to come up with some stupid ideas for a video as well. So the last couple of videos we've done is kind of like just...
Got any ideas for us?
Yeah, if you have any great ideas, please let me know, because we're all out of great ideas. We usually just shoot ourselves here in the rehearsal room, jamming along, so it's pretty boring, I would say. So.
Yeah, I'll think of something. I'll let you know, Krista. So the album, has it been getting good reviews since it's been released? I've got to review it yet, which I'll get done for you this week.
Yeah, as always. I mean, we usually always seem to get very good reviews. So, judging from the interviews I've done so far, it's been very well received, and also from South American web scenes and magazines and whatever, they really seem to like it, and that's kind of a new market for us, perhaps. I don't know. So, yeah, we'll see what happens.
So, what record labels are you signed to besides GMR? What other labels do you have, like South America and America?
I don't have a clue, actually. I should really have, but I mean, we're signed to GMR, and they work with the different labels in different areas of the world. I don't really have a fucking clue.
Okay then, so when do you think this band are going to be touring? Because I mean, you haven't had much success with touring, have you? It's about time that somebody gave you the chance to get out there and do the more touring, because you've got enough records out now.
Yeah, I think so too, but it's really hard. I mean, there's so many great bands touring, so it's a tough market, and it costs so much money, so it's really hard to make it work financially. So yeah, we'll see. We do what we can to get on tour, because that's what we like. We like to play live, and go on tour is about playing live. So that's what we really like to do. So
I mean, obviously, you've got a new album, and every band needs to promote that with live performances.
yes.
So if
As
you
I
had,
said, yeah.
so if you had the chance to tour with anybody within reason, not say Metallica or anything stupid, what bands would you like to tour with if you had the chance?
Crimson Glory and Sabotage. No, to be honest, I really don't know actually. I mean, it's a good idea if the music style fits together with the rest of the bands on the bill, and it's good if they're decent guys as well. But then again, most of the metal bands are decent guys and girls anyway, so it doesn't really matter. And sometimes it's pretty cool to have music that's totally the opposite of each other's on tour as well. So it's really hard to pick one. But one band that two bands actually that I personally would like to tour with is Annihilator and Impellitteri, because then I would really be standing and watching those bands from
Which
the side of the
which
stage.
band did you say? Annihilator and
Impellitteri.
I don't know them.
Check
Are
them
they
out.
are they a Swedish like hard rock AOR band? Or am I thinking of somebody? No,
American shredding metal.
no, I don't
With
know 'em.
Chris Impellitteri.
Oh, do you mean, Impellitteri?
Yeah.
Oh, but it's your stupid fucking Swedish accent, man. I know Chris pretty well. I could probably ask him for you.
Yeah, I mean, because that's a band that I've been listening to ever since the late 80s when they put out this Stand in Line album.
Yeah.
Good songwriting, and he's an excellent lead guitar player, but he also knows how to write and play very cool guitar riffs.
Ah, we'll leave it with me, Chris. Then I'll mention it to Chris when I speak to him again.
Yeah, please.
You know, come on tour with you guys and do drums for Peter. Be cool.
Yeah.
So
that would be great.
So I want to just thank you for doing this interview, Krista, and the rest of the guys. I wish you all the best with the rehearsal tonight. Keep in touch, and I'll hopefully see you on the Anvil tour.
Try to make it to Stockholm, and we'll have a beer or two there.
Yeah, definitely. So do you guys have anything to say to the people that are watching this on YouTube?
Yeah, listen to the album. Hope you like it. Play it loud and drink a beer. Enjoy your life and have fun.
Right, Ronnie, anybody else want to have a message for the YouTube fans?
Any famous last words, guys? Ronnie? We'll start with the other guys.
Okay. Right, Tommy.
I have none.
Shut up and drink.
Listen to the album, demand to see us live, and talk to your promoters.
Yeah,
Cheers, Tommy.
Yeah, and hopefully we'll come and play in a city near you.
Brilliant, Krista.
Yeah, here's Ronnie. Famous last words, Ronnie.
Shut up and drink.
Yeah.
Fair enough, but have a good night, Krista, and I'll speak to you soon. Thank you, Krista. Well, have a good evening. Keep in touch, and hopefully I'll see you in Sweden. Skål!
Yeah.
Skål!
Take care.
Cheers. Bye-bye, Krista. Bye, guys.